Okay, according to U.S. Treasurer Scott Bessent, blockchain and financial innovation are on the horizon in the U.S. and will unleash a power. I believe he is discussing how this new system will unleash the financial might of the United States. This is what we are going to talk about and discuss. Additionally, there are updates from Congress regarding crypto regulation in the U.S. President Trump and Eleanor Tarrant regarding Paul Atkins. This is just one of many topics we will cover in this video, guys. So let's get started right here. I make an effort to provide the most crucial information first. In this manner, I am aware that many of you have hectic days. I therefore wish to provide you with the most recent information. Let's get started right here. We will closely examine novel payment methods, stable currency, and regulatory barriers to blockchain. Additionally, we will think about reforms to unleash the American capital market's incredible strength. Reforms to unleash the capital of U.S. markets will be discussed. Well, all right, all Americans, especially those on Main Street, should benefit from the financial services sector. All right, citizens of the United States should have access to a better system for everyone, not just those living on Main Street. The Treasury Department and I will provide you with that under President Trump's direction. All right, so you essentially have a commitment. You have no idea what he's talking about in reality. And he adds, we'll investigate this. Correct. What was his opening statement here? We'll examine it closely. We'll examine it closely, thus many pronouncing RLUSD, or Ripple.
Yes.
There isn't much there, I'm saying. I support you.
I'm hoping this works out well for us.
Although I would like to see positive news on this channel, I will not impose it on you. I was going to give you my background and what was stated, and that would be all.
Okay.
I wanted to learn more about the federal government and the Ripple. What sort of relationships do they share? After all, Ripple is the best firm in the blockchain infrastructure field if the United States is wanting to collaborate with one. What better business recently purchased Hidden Road? We'll go over secret roads a little later in this chat if you guys don't know what they are. You should view this video on Thursday though, if you truly want to stay up to date on Hidden Road. Return to my Wednesday material. There are 2 videos in today's content. It's mostly related to Hidden Road. Amazing details. In fact, I have some small items here that I can show you, but I don't want to stray too far.
Oh well. All right.
Concentrate on this, Robert. You can do it.
Okay.
Collaborations and integration with government agencies. FedNow, integration. The Fed is incorporating Ripple's technology into the FedNow payment system, specifically its RLUSD stablecoin. Through the use of blockchain technology, this seeks to improve transaction efficiency and lower costs for quicker and safer payments.
All certified service providers are available, of course,
And Ripple collaborates with numerous FedNow certified service providers. I made a video about this, and I believe it was months ago. At the time, there were about 30 major certified service members, and about 27 of them had either direct or indirect connections to Ripple.
Oh.
Crazy stuff, sort of. I went over each of them in that video. Remember that, the video was good. Lobbying and regulatory engagement. Resolution and SEC. An important topic has been Ripple's legal dispute with the SEC. Ripple's dealings with regulatory agencies have sparked concerns about its impact on U.S. policy, even though the SEC rejected its appeal. Many people like myself think that Gary Gensler was under a lot of pressure from the established banks, don't you think?
Oh.
I seem to recall Gary expressing quite clearly that he had someone like Jamie Dimon in his office every single day. You do realize that the banks are actually his clients at the SEC.
Oh well.
The banks. There is of course more to it, but you get what I mean. The intention behind targeting Ripple rather than Ethereum or anyone else, for example, was something we were very interested in understanding. Okay, former government officials, government talent, and connections. Naturally, rumors about possible covert ties with the U.S. government have been stoked by Ripple's hiring of numerous U.S. government personnel or former U.S. officials. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason Ripple does this is because they want to learn more about the system they work in and are working to upgrade and enhance it. Correct. Unless you have a truly compelling alternative that the entire world can see, you cannot blow up and destroy something that has been for 50 years. It's less expensive, it's quicker, it's more clear. Everything falls into the plus category, you know. Nothing falls within the negative category. To be able to achieve all of this, a great deal of knowledge and comprehension are required. I'm not going to apologize for that, man, because you can see that Ripple hires some of the best people. That is just amazing. I thought it was great that Ripple does that. CEO White House connections. Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, has connections to the White House, having recently met with Donald Trump and donated to his inauguration committee. You know you have to give Trump money if you want him to like you or be on your side. Isn't that what Trump is? We don't have to hold back. Nothing more needs to be added.
That's all.
He will listen to you if you give him money. He'll do two things if he likes you in general, right? The first is that he will begin to repeat what you have said to him, correct? You mean leveling the playing field. Additionally, he may tweet about it or share other information in his sphere of influence on True Social or anything like. Is he still active on X? I'm not sure. In any case, the relationships are visible there. All I wanted to do was set things up and construct those for you. This is where we should continue. According to President Trump's executive director of digital assets, the crypto industry is entering a golden age. That being said, Scott Bassett has made the same statement, and now that you have, I believe the one he is referring to is Bo Haynes. The United States has scheduled a closure vote as well. Paul Atkins, the chair of the SEC, said 11:30. I assume the Senate votes in favor of moving on, as the vote was 51 to 45. The entire Senate agrees to move forward with voting on Paul Atkins' nominee. All right, a final vote on Atkins is now scheduled to take place in the upper chamber, possibly this evening. What did he get by with, man? 1 vote, 2 votes for the vice president, huh? In the event of a tie, the vice president has the authority to intervene and break the tie. After that, you have during the hearing, Mr. Lynch said that the SEC action against Ripple had been dismissed in order to promote innovation. Do you recall? There are some things we know for sure from a few different sources, but we're still not completely over it. However, there are people who are my parents' age, and while my parents' memories are really good, they do occasionally forget things, don't they? Let's be truthful. This is probably the kind of parent you have, or an aunt or uncle that occasionally lets things go. You say that you probably shouldn't have told me about this same circumstance. Consider, XRP is a utility token. All right. Come on, let's play this game. This is from the hearing. Let's start playing this now. Chairman, I express my gratitude to our witnesses for attending today's discussion on the digital asset space. Additionally, I plan to spend my time discussing digital assets, which are the focus of today's hearing. If the past several Congresses have taught us anything, it is that the next market structure measure needs to specifically include a bright line test so that anyone looking at it, be it Warren Davidson, Gary Gensler or someone else, will realize it is meant to be a security. Alternatively, it's not supposed to be a security at all. IT21 Act accomplished that, but I hope it goes a bit farther because there are some things we want to tokenize, and we need to provide the SEC a way to do that, and guidelines on how to do it. We must give that information since some items will be meant to be tokenized, commodities, and that was mostly accomplished by the most recent measure. Since certain items are actually FTC-regulated utility tokens, the gap that I sincerely hope we fill is that Energy and Commerce have yet another committee of authority in Congress, and they are quite distinct things. In contrast to the notion that everything can be crammed into either this or that, the fact is that it is more compartmentalized, much like today's real-world assets. Hopefully, the bill continues to move forward. What? Exchange, which is based on the Orderly Network, is the source of this video. This decentralized everlasting exchange is run by the community. The user interface is amazing and looks fantastic. Additionally, our trading volume on 71 different currency pairs exceeds